اينشتاين بيقول التعليم مفهوش ملل، حط نفسك مكاني هتفقد الامل. ملينا المدرسه ونظام صب وكب، شرح طول الوقت عمل لنا دروب. يا استاذنا عقلي مش سبونج بوب، يشرب المعلومه وبعديها يكب. هنا في نوسكول طلعنا من الدروب، لعب مرح تفاعلات هتعجبك يا بوب.
نوسكول أكاديمي. Simply learn different.
Good morning, my dear students, and how are you today? I hope everybody's good. Whenever you are, wherever you are, always stay positive. Have a great, positive, beautiful day. I know that you are very happy today because we finished our curriculum. But don't forget, we still have the last session today, which is revision session. This is the last session in this semester. Welcome back to school one more time. Today, it's time to answer questions together. It's time for revision. You have done a great job for this semester. So, let's get our tools needed. What do we need? No, not as always, because today it's nothing. All I want from you is just pay attention with me, look at my screen, and we're going to answer questions together. So I don't need anything from you. Today's objectives at the end of this lesson, all students must be able to answer questions about: number one, if conditionals, should and shouldn't have, done, linkers of contrast, modal verb, relative clause, gerund, infinitive, indirect question. All this and more we have studied before, and now it's time to answer some question about it. Are you ready? Yes, let's get started by if. As always, before we start, I would like you to do this little quiz. Scan the QR code, do this little test, and I'm here waiting for you to practice together. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Welcome back again, my dear students. I'm sure you have paused the test, right? Because it's easy and we've practiced a lot. Let's do the last practice today. If my mom knows that she's pissed, angry with me. So let's start easy. If my mom knows, which conditional? Is it the first, the second, the third? Yes, it is the first one. If my mom knows, present simple. So the other result, the second action will be in the future. She will be angry with me. If my mom knows that, she will be angry with me. Number two, I would walk the dog. I would, let's say that I have a dog. I would walk the dog if I, correct, had time. If I had the time to walk the dog, I would walk my dog. If you smiled a little bit, also this action in the past, so the other action will be would plus infinitive. You would be more attractive, so always smile. Number four, the plant space, if you watered it more. The plant space, if you watered it more. Water, take care, it's past, so the plant would grow if you watered it more. If they space harder, they will play better. If they space harder, they will in the future. So if they train without S, because we don't add S with they. So if they train harder, they will play better. If Pam spaced to the beach, she will swim in the sea. If Pam spaced to the beach, she will. So it's a present, and Pam, take care, it's he. So if Pam goes to the beach, she will, correct, she will swim in the sea. Very good. Let's move on. If we space to Dresden, it will be fantastic trip. Have you ever been there? No, me too. I have never been there. It will be a fantastic trip. So if we go, correct, if we go to Dresden, it will be a fantastic trip. I space the school bus if I didn't get up early. So this action in the past, but take care, it's a negative form. I didn't get up early. I space, I would miss a school bus if I didn't get up early. But I woke up early, so I didn't miss the school bus. I got school in time. I'm punctual. Are you punctual? Are you taking care of your time or you're wasting your time? Let's move on. Harriet will stay longer in Vienna if space more time. If she has more time, she will stay longer in Vienna. Who's Harriet? I don't know, it's just a girl, any girl. Harriet will stay longer in Vienna if she has more time. But if she doesn't have more time, she will not stay in Vienna any longer. She has to come back. Next, she pays the people in Peru if she bought her coffee beans in this shop. Peru? Okay, she pays the people in Peru if she bought past action. So, of course, it will be would help the people in Peru if she bought her coffee beans in this shop. Next, if I don't see Claire today, I will see her this evening. If I don't see her in the morning, I will see her in the evening. Next, if Carlos space sailing, he will need a life jacket. Will need. If Carlos go, no, not go. Carlos, he goes sailing, he will need a life jacket. Next, if my brother space his car here, traffic warden would give him a ticket. Would plus infinitive. So this action happened in the past already. So if my brother parked his car here, the traffic warden would give him a ticket, a fine to pay because he parked the car in the wrong place. Next, you will catch a cold in the future. You will catch a cold if you space a pullover. If you don't wear a pullover. You know, at this time, the weather is horrible. It's very cold, so you have to wear a pullover not to get a cold. Yes, exactly. You will not catch a cold if you wear a pullover, but if you don't wear a pullover, you will catch a cold. So go get dressed, not catch a cold, because you need to study a lot. Let's continue. If you drink more of this sweet lemonade, do you like lemonade? No? Do you like mango? Okay, if you drink more of this sweet mango, you space sick. Unfortunately, you will get sick. Maybe it's poison or something? I don't know. Let's move on. If Marcus sings, it's a present simple, in the shower, I space the radio up to the full volume because he's too much noisy. Do you sing in the shower while you're taking a shower? Do you sing or maybe think of something? Well, let's see. If Marcus sings in the shower, I will raise the radio up to the higher volume. Let's move on. If we were hungry, which means that maybe we were invited to eat something. If you were hungry or if we were hungry, we space something, we would eat something, but we weren't hungry, so we didn't eat anything. Next, what space if you were alone? If you were alone, what would you do if you were alone? Your parents left you at home alone. What would you do at this time? Of course, you're going to study English. I'm sure I would study English. If they space, they would have had an accident. Wow, let's stop here for a second. They would have had. This is the third conditional. Do you remember the third conditional form of if? Yes, past perfect, would have plus past participle. Past perfect had plus past participle. If they had, had what? If they had, take care. But take care, this is negative. So if they hadn't take care, this must be negative. They would have had an accident. Does this mean they already had an accident? No, because they took care of themselves. If they hadn't taken care, they would have had an accident. Next, he will walk more in the future. If he stays in the country, if he has time in the country. Okay, but how come has time in the country? No, it doesn't make sense. It's if he lives in the country, he will walk more. Do you like walking? Do you walk a lot? Do you want to stay in a good shape? Okay, let's continue. If it's space in the evening, we will stay at home. What do you think? If space in the evening, we will stay at home. If it rains in the evening, we will stay at home. Next, our space bought the watch if I had found a better one. If I had found. If I had found. So take care. Had plus past participle. The results will be would have past participle. I would have bought. I already have bought. I would have bought the watch if I had found a better one. Next, if my sister had time, she space more. If my sister had in the past, so would plus infinitive. If my sister had time, she would do what? Would study more, would practice more, would travel more, whatsoever. Let's say she would study more. Number 8, what space if the doors were closed? Take care, were closed. It's past action. So would plus infinitive. If the doors were closed. Next, if I hadn't climbed the tree, I space down. If I hadn't climbed, take care, had plus past participle, which means the other action will be would have and the past participle. But this action is negative. If I hadn't climbed the tree, I wouldn't have fallen down. I wouldn't have fallen down. Enough for if. You've done a great job. Let's move to another thing. Today we also have gerund versus infinitive. ing or infinitive. Going or to go. I like to go or I like going. Before we continue together, it's quiz time, so I would like all students to scan the QR code in front of you. Do this little test. I will be here waiting for you. Take care of yourself. Well, see you soon.
بنفكرك لو في أي جزئية مش فاهمها اكتبها عندك في النوتس عشان تسأل عنها الأستاذ في الحصة اللايف.
Welcome back again, my dear students. It's time to do a little practice for gerund and infinitive. I don't fancy space between brackets go out tonight. I don't fancy going out tonight. I don't fancy. What's the meaning of fancy? Fancy, it means to like something very much. I don't fancy going out tonight. Number 2, she avoided space him about her plans. After avoid, yes, she avoided telling him about her plans. Do you remember? Don't tell anybody about your plan. Show them your results. Let's show them together our results and let's continue practice, and the results will be in the exam. And I'm sure you will have the full marks in English language. Let's continue. I would like, of course, would like plus to plus infinitive. I would like to invite you to have dinner with me. Do you accept my invitation? Great! I'm really happy. I would like to come to the party with you. So let's go to the party together. But notice, after the exams, not now. Number 4, he enjoys. After enjoy, yes, it's always gerund. He enjoys having a bath in the evening. Do you enjoy having a bath in the evening or in the morning before you start your day to be fresh and active? Do you like to have a bath with hot or cold water? Me? Of course, hot water. It's very cold outside. Let's continue. She kept space talk during the film. She kept talking during the film. Okay, let's move on. I'm learning space between brackets speak English. I'm learning to speak English. I'm learning to speak English. And of course, you are learning to speak English too. Let's move on. Do you mind? Remember? Exactly. Do you mind plus gerund. Do you mind giving me a hand? What does it mean? To give me your hand? Of course not. Here it means to help me. Like I'm trying to carry my bag, but it's too heavy for me. So would you please give me a hand? It means to help me carry my bag. She helped me, space, between brackets, carry my suitcases. Remember, hand me to carry. Correct. She helped me to carry my suitcases. I have finished, space, between brackets, cook. Come and eat. I have finished. Exactly, it's a noun. I have finished cooking. And the last one, he decided, space, between brackets, study biology. Do you like biology? I don't like biology. He decided to study biology at school. Okay, that's all we have for today. And now, let's move to different thing. Linkers of contrast. Do you remember the linkers of contrast? Although, though, even though, however, despite, in spite of. I'm sure you do. That's why it's time for you to do this little quiz. Scan the QR code and I'm here waiting for you. Don't take long. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Bye. Welcome back again, my dear students. Do you remember now? Okay, let's do some practice together. Number one, space, the rain. We still went to the park. Space, the rain. It's a noun. Remember? Despite, in spite of. Correct. We can say, despite the rain, we still went to the park. Or, in spite of the rain, we still went to the park. Number two, space, it was raining. Space, it was raining. It's a sentence. It was raining. We still went to the park. Of course, although it was raining, we still went to the park. Number three, it was raining. It rained a lot this year. Let's continue. Space, we still went to the park. Here's different. Yes, because here we're going to use however. It was raining. However, we still went to the park. Number four, John bought the watch. Space, the fact that it was expensive. The fact that it was expensive. It's a noun, the fact. So, despite the fact, exactly. Despite the fact it was expensive. Number five, John bought the watch. Space, it was expensive. We didn't say the fact here, so it was expensive. However, it was expensive. Let's continue. Space, it was expensive. John bought the watch. However, it was expensive. John bought the watch. So notice here that we change the two actions together. John bought the watch, however it was expensive, or however it was expensive, John bought the watch. Number two, I finished the homework. Space, it wasn't easy. I'm a great student. I finished all my homework. However, it wasn't easy, but I didn't need help from anyone. Let's move on. She was cold. No. It doesn't mean she itself was cold. It means she felt like cold because she didn't wear a pullover. She was cold. Space. She went for a long walk. She was cold. She felt cold. However, she went for a long walk. Number four, space. The fact that it wasn't easy. I finished the homework. Here again, the fact. So, despite the fact or in spite of the fact, it wasn't easy. I finished all my homework. Number five, she went for a long walk. Space, being cold. Exactly. Despite being cold or in spite of being cold. Very good. You've done a great job. Let's move to another part, where, what, when, who, how, whose, all these are called relative clause. Before we practice together, I would like you to scan the QR code in front of you on the screen, do this little test, get back to me. See you soon. Welcome back, my dear students. Did you do the test? Okay, let's do some practice together. Number one, this is the bank. Space was robbed yesterday. So I'm talking about the bank which was robbed yesterday. A boy space sister is in my class was in the bank at that time. So I'm talking about his sister. So a boy whose sister in my class was in the bank at that time. Number three, the man space robbed the bank had 2 pistols. Now I'm talking about the man who robbed the bank. Did you see how we connect them together? This is the bank which was robbed. A boy whose sister in my class was in the bank at that time, and the man who robbed the bank had 2 pistols. He wore a mask. Space made him look like Mickey Mouse. So he wore a mask which made him look like Mickey Mouse. He came with a friend. Space waited outside in the car. Who waited outside? The friend who waited outside in the car. Let's continue. The woman space gave him the money was young. I'm talking about the woman. She made an action. The woman who gave him the money was young. Number two, the bag space contains the money. So the man which contained the money was yellow. The people space were in the bank were very frightened. So at this, I'm talking about the people who were in the bank. Let's continue. The man space mobile was ringing. So it's his mobile whose mobile was ringing, didn't know what to do. Imagine yourself in this situation. You're in a bank and this bank is being robbed now by thieves and your phone is ringing. What will you do in this situation? It's hard, right? Let's move on. A woman space daughter was crying, tried to calm her. So I'm talking about her daughter, whose a woman whose daughter was crying, tried to calm her. We're done today for the relative clause, and now it's the time for the last thing, the modal verbs. Do you remember the modal verb? Shall, must, could, can, may, might, will, would. All these are called the modal verb. Remember, they always come with infinitive. I can play, I couldn't play, I must study, I have to go to school. Nadir space play tennis very well. Of course can. Nadir can play tennis very well. Number two, you like another drink, so I offer you something. Which modal verb do we use when we offer something? It's would. Would you like another drink? Number three, if you go to Egypt, you space take a camera. It's not an obligation. It's an advice, so you should take a camera. Number four, you space talk loudly in the library. Take care, people want to read, so you mustn't talk loudly in the library. Number five, if you don't play with us, what will happen? We won't win the match, so we need you to play with us. Space, I borrow your pencil. So there are two students speaking in the classroom. Can I borrow your pencil? Number two, I space speak English when I was younger, but now it's better, which means I couldn't speak English when I was younger. Now it's better. Number three, excuse me, space, I use this computer. You're talking to someone who's older than you. Excuse me, can, between friends. May I use this computer? Number four, you space be over 16 to drive a motorbike. You have to, exactly, you have to be over 16 to drive a motorbike. And the last one, it's quite late. My parents space be sleeping, I suppose. So I'm not sure, might be sleeping. Great job, my lovely students. We have finally done. Yes, today was the last session. So no next lesson vocab, no tools needed. Go practice your English and get ready for the exam. Thank you so much. We'll meet you again very soon. Take care of yourself. Bye.
نتمنى من كل قلبنا الحصة تكون عجبتك، وبنقول لك ما تنساش تحل الكويز اللي في المصادر، وكمان تقيم الحصة تحت في التعليقات. منتظرينك في اللايف في حفظ الله.